Someone in your county is trying to build one of these right now. Their plans are drawn, their land is purchased, their contractor is ready, and their local government just told them no. Not because barndominiums are illegal in America. They're not. No state has outright banned them. But specific types of barndominiums, specific configurations, specific locations, specific design choices are being stopped, restricted, and in some cases actively prohibited by cities, counties, and HOAs across the country right now. 10 of them. Here's exactly what they are and why they're getting blocked. If you're planning a build, and any of these sound familiar, subscribe to Barndominium Haven right now. Hit the bell. Stay till number 10, because it affects more people in more locations than any other ban on this list, and most people find out about it after they've already spent the money. Before we get into the 10, let me say clearly what the research says. There are no states in the US that have banned barndominiums entirely. Barndominiums are generally permitted as long as they meet local building codes and zoning requirements. That's the honest baseline. But here's the part that same research also says. Navigating the zoning regulations in certain areas can be much more difficult and absolutely feel like an all-out ban compared to other states and areas with a softer view on barndominium construction in general. That gap between technically legal and practically buildable is where all 10 of these live. This is the most specifically documented barndominium type being restricted in 2026. A real case from Oconto County, Wisconsin. A proposed zoning change in Oconto County would prohibit an attached garage's footprint from being larger than the dimensions of the living quarters in the building in certain residential areas. The specific build that triggered it. This building is what would not be allowed in the proposal on an R1 zoned lot. It has 4,000 square feet of garage area and 1,500 square feet of living area. Read that again. 4,000 square feet of shop, 1,500 square feet of living. The county's concern. The goal of the change is to be proactive and try to prevent barndominiums from being used as something like an auto shop in a residential area. This is the giant shophouse barndominium, the one where the shop dwarfs the living space, and it's being specifically targeted by zoning changes in residential zones across multiple counties. If your shop is bigger than your house, verify your zone before you design. This is the one with a 150-year history of getting stopped. Converting an existing agricultural barn into a residential home, the romantic idea of salvaging an old structure and making it livable, runs into a specific wall. Whether a barn can be converted into a house depends heavily on local zoning rules. These systems decide whether a building fits where it stands. Residential projects often encounter hurdles when the zone was intended for farming or manufacturing. Obtaining permission may require additional steps before work begins. The land's original purpose matters when changing its primary use. The specific barrier, a structure built as an agricultural building, has no residential classification. To convert it, you need a change of use permit, a full residential inspection, and in most jurisdictions, the structure has to meet current residential code for insulation, egress windows, electrical, plumbing, and HVAC, which often costs as much as building new. And in some agricultural zones, residential conversion isn't permitted at all. This is the one that looks like a business. Some barndominiums double as both a residence and as a place of business. That dual use, a working commercial workshop visible from the street, with customer traffic, with commercial signage, in a residentially zoned area, is prohibited in virtually every residential zoning classification in the country. Mixed-use zoning allows both residential and some commercial activities. This is great if you want a home-based business inside your barndominium, Always double-check which commercial uses are allowed. Some mixed-use areas have strict limits on noise, traffic, or signage. The commercial workshop barndominium needs mixed-use zoning, not agricultural, not residential, mixed use, specifically. And mixed-use parcels with rural character are genuinely rare in most markets. If you're planning to run a business from your barndominium, the zone verification isn't optional. It's the first call you make. The Shouse, shop plus house, is one of the most popular barndominium configurations in 2026. A similar style is the Shouse, workshop plus house, and it's one of the most consistently restricted in suburban and exurban residential zones. Here's why. An HOA can restrict or ban barndominiums if the governing documents give it that authority. Sometimes the rules specifically prohibit barndominiums, metal buildings, pole barns, post-frame homes, or barn-style houses. Other times, the rules do not use the word barndominium, but still restrict the design features common to barndominiums. The Shouse's defining feature, the large roll-up door, or commercial-style shop entrance, reads to a residential zoning official as a commercial building, not a home. And residential zones prohibit commercial buildings, even when someone lives in them. The Shouse works brilliantly on agricultural or rural land. On a residential subdivision lot, it's almost universally blocked. Separate from the giant shop house, this is the barndominium, where the garage is the dominant feature. Designed to house RVs, boats, car collections, with living space almost as an afterthought. An HOA can restrict a barndominium with shops because the shop area may look commercial, industrial, agricultural, or oversized compared to the rest of the neighborhood. And in many jurisdictions, zoning addresses density and size, minimum lot area, maximum floor area ratio, and height limits. A maximum floor area ratio, the ratio of building footprint to lot area, is what stops the oversized garage barndominium. A garage building that covers 60% of a residential lot, even with a residence inside, violates the FAR in most residential zones. In Oconto County specifically, the proposed zoning rule was directly triggered by exactly this type of build, the garage-dominant barndominium on a residential zoned lot. This one has a real documented example from Arnold, Missouri. The city of Arnold has temporarily prohibited the construction of barndominiums, which typically are metal barn-like structures that include living quarters. City council members voted 5-0 last month to place a 6-month moratorium on building barndominiums inside the Arnold city limits. The moratorium says no building permits will be issued for the construction of pole buildings, metal-clad buildings, and buildings clad with other construction material inconsistent with that of residential development within the city of Arnold, if those structures are intended to be used for residential dwellings. That's a documented, real, voted-on barndominium moratorium. Not a rumor, not a hypothetical. A 5-0 city council vote. The specific concern, one of the main code violations, related to barndominiums, is no step up between the living area and the barn or garage area of the structure. He also told city council members there are fire risks related to the unique residential structures, as well as risks for the structures to be damaged by seismic or high wind events. The all-metal exterior barndominium inside city limits is the configuration that's drawing the most active local government attention in 2026. This is slightly different from the commercial workshop. It's the barndominium, where someone runs a home-based business, a hair salon, a tattoo studio, a dog grooming service, from inside the residential building. If you plan to use your barndominium for business purposes, such as a workshop or office, be sure to check if there are restrictions on home-based businesses in your zoning classification. Some zones may require special permits or limit the type of business activities that can take place on residential or agricultural land. The Barndominium's large open floor plan, which is perfect for hosting clients, is the exact feature that makes it commercially attractive. And in most residential zones, a business with regular client traffic is a prohibited commercial use. Even if you own the building, even if you live in it, even if it looks exactly like a house, client traffic in. Residential zone violated. Florida can be harder in coastal and high-wind areas because of hurricane requirements, flood elevation rules, impact-rated openings, insurance concerns, and strict local permitting. The specific kill condition, impact-rated openings. Every window and door in a Florida coastal zone must meet hurricane impact rating standards. A standard Barndominium kit with standard windows does not meet those standards. The impact-rated window upgrade adds $15,000 to $35,000 to a mid-sized build. And if you don't do it, the building fails inspection. Not a design problem, a product specification problem. The coastal Barndominium isn't banned. It's just not buildable with a standard kit in a coastal zone. California can be difficult because of seismic rules, wildfire requirements, energy code compliance, environmental review, high land costs, high labor costs, and strict local permitting. California's wildland-urban interface, the WI zone, requires fire resistance ratings for exterior cladding, vents, eaves, and windows. Special overlays, including floodplains, wildfire zones, coastal zones, or historic districts, require additional compliance steps. The vent systems and eave conditions of a standard Barndominium kit typically don't meet WE requirements out of the box. Custom fire-rated vents and windows, plus the WI documentation process, add $40,000 to $80,000 to a California build versus a Texas build, not banned, but a compliance premium that makes most standard Barndominium budgets completely unworkable in wildfire zones. This is the one that catches the most people. And I want to be specific about exactly why. Even if the local government allows a Barndominium, a neighborhood HOA, or private deed restriction may block it, or heavily limit how it looks. An HOA can ban or restrict Barndominiums if the governing documents prohibit the building type, exterior materials, barn-style architecture, metal siding, shops, or other design features. The trap: a property can be zoned for residential construction, permitting is achievable, and the HOA still blocks it. A property may be zoned for residential construction, but that does not automatically mean you can build the Barndominium you want. Local zoning and HOA approval are two different hurdles. Most people check the county zoning. Most people don't check the HOA CC&Rs before making an offer on land. And HOA restrictions are legally enforceable through civil court, meaning they can stop your build mid-construction and force you to demolish what's already built. Before you buy any land, check the zoning, then check the CC&Rs, then ask the county specifically whether any deed restrictions apply. Those are three separate checks, not one. Here's the honest picture of Barndominium restrictions in 2026. No state has banned them, but the giant shop house, the barn-to-home conversion, the commercial workshop, the Shouse on a residential lot, the oversized garage build, the all-metal city build, the business hybrid, the coastal non-impact build, the California WE build, and the HOA restricted build are all configurations that real people are being blocked from building right now. Not because the concept is wrong, because the location, the configuration, or the zone isn't right for that specific design. The research is clear about the fix. Check zoning, setbacks, road access, utilities, septic or sewer, water access, flood zone, HOA restrictions, deed restrictions, minimum square footage, exterior material rules, and local building code requirements. That list, every single item on it, before you buy land, before you hire a designer, before you spend $1. The Barndominium is one of the most compelling housing options in 2026. It's just not equally buildable everywhere. Know your location before you fall in love with your design. Subscribe to Barndominium Haven. Tell me in the comments, which of these 10 have you already run into? I want to know, and I'll see you in the next one.